Jerry here. 2022, my 05 Tacoma was totaled in a freak accident. And today, I finally found a replacement. This is the beginning of something big. Check out my latest project. Guys, check this out. This is my new 08 Tacoma. New to me. It has a 6-inch FabTech lift. 34-inch tires. They can fit 35s. We'll probably put 35s on it. This is an 08 Tacoma, exact same specs as my last one. It's a little bit newer, so it does not have the faulty head gasket issue that mine had. That was a huge pain. That was horrible. AC is not defective either. 05 was just a bad year for Tacomas. This one has the V6, 6-speed manual transmission, 4-wheel drive. Check this out. TRD off-road package. A little bit of a backstory. I got this at an auction. Dirt cheap. I was not planning to buy another Tacoma. They are so ridiculously expensive right now. Like, almost every Tacoma I looked at was over $12,000, more than 200,000 miles. Some of them were more than 300,000. They were so rusty too. Like, people just did not take advantage of the free frame replacement. And that lapsed. You can't do that anymore. And now they're just trying to sell their Tacomas and get rid of them because they're falling apart. I got lucky. Repo auctions, yeah. And look at this. That frame. You see that frame? Back here, you see that? This is the cleanest Tacoma I have seen in ages. In Utah, at least. Got a lot planned for it. I already put this mat in here because it is so annoying when things bounce around. I have a spare key made. I replaced the window switch. Parking brake. This lever was loose. It was just missing a screw. I had to put a screw in it. Everything else is the way I bought it. And I'm gonna show you how to fix this thing up and what to look for. Let's talk about some of the basics. Interior is kind of not great. I'm gonna show you how to fix this. This is an easy replacement here. I'm replacing the whole sound system, getting rid of the truck jewelry, not really my style. Fix that, fix this. Replace the visor, missing a little trim piece there. The interior is not terrible. And then this style of access cab, I actually like this better than the other style because I can just put a dog bed back here. And it's perfect for a dog, 2 dogs even, 3 dogs. 2 large dogs will fit in the back of this, no problem. And I have a subwoofer all ready to go. That'll go in here. At first I thought 6 inches would be too big. And when I picked it up, I was just thinking to myself, guys, no, this is, I feel like I'm driving Gravedigger here or something. I got used to it. It handles pretty well, aside from the suspension being worn out. We are going to do some cool things to this. Let's go over some of the stuff that is going to be worn out on a truck this old. It's an 08, has over 200,000 miles on it. It needs some work. The paint is trash. When you drive it, it squeaks. Now, I don't know if it's the sway bar bushings. It's a really common place for it to squeak, or if it's like the control arm bushings. Either way, I'm replacing the control arm bushings, ball joints, CV boots. The torn CV boot, that's pretty common, not a big deal. Rack and pinion, looks good. No major leaks, that's a big thing to look for. These are things that are just gonna be worn out on a high mileage vehicle. It's kind of unavoidable. Sometimes they're not gonna be worn out, but if they're not worn out yet, they will be soon. This is a really expensive lift kit, but it's been on here a while. That shock is leaking so bad. All 4 shocks are really leaking. They are like, they need a total rebuild. I'm gonna show you how to do that. U-joints and center bearing in the drive shaft are totally shot. Let's take a look under the hood. K&N intake, not my cup of tea, but whatever. I already picked up a factory intake to swap in. This is broken. I already got a new one of those at a junkyard. All right, towing package. They have these oil coolers on them. That is a huge benefit. It really extends the life of the engine so much. And it's an oil warmer too in the wintertime. All right, things to look for. Check under the oil cap. See how clean that is? If there's ever a bunch of like milky residue under an oil cap, or even just like yellow gunk, it's very well could be a blown head gasket. It is possible to get condensation if they do a lot of just stop and go, not stop and go driving to short trips. But these, a lot of the Toyota V6s are kind of prone to head gasket issues. 05 especially, they had defective head gaskets. I owned one, it blew. A lot of them blow. Don't just check the coolant in the reservoir. Check the radiator. It's full and it looks clean. Obviously check all the other fluid. Power steering. Check the oil, of course. No transmission dipstick on these. Manuals don't have them anyway. Brake and clutch fluid. Battery's pretty new. I actually thought the battery was bad. When I went to pick it up, it had a hard time starting. I think someone was just playing with the radio or something. It actually is fine, but I already have a new battery to go in. Tires are wearing funny. So I've not been driving this real much because the tires are not wearing right. They're not wearing right because the suspension is worn out. The shocks need a rebuild. I'm sure the ball joints are completely shot at this point, so I'm replacing those. I already have bushings for the control arms. Don't go with cheap bushings on control arms. They don't last. They don't. Either get Toyota or just get the highest quality aftermarket you can. Ooh, got some leaf springs. Got a good deal on some Old Man Emu leaf springs. So yeah, needs the suspension rebuilt, then an alignment, then I can start driving it. I'll show you some of the goodies I got. Forgot to mention, it has a little shimmy in the brakes too. Got to replace the brakes on it. And rear drums are worn out too. A bunch of parts here. I got these Poly Performance control arms. Knock off eBay snorkel. What could all this be for? So I'm gonna break this up into a few different videos. You know, I'll show you how to do each major thing, but some of this other stuff I can just do right now. Let's get started. There we go. Actually, I didn't even really need the wrench on that. All right, this little thing is missing. These things pop out all the time. And you can get these pretty cheap online. I think I paid like 20 bucks for this. Genuine Toyota part. If you still have any of these plastic clips in here, pop them out. And hang on to that, don't lose it. These things, they're cheap, and you can buy them in bulk for pretty cheap. But these are what keep getting lost, and they break, and that's why these pop out. This one came with them already on it. Check it out, it's that easy, guys. Okay, the glove box just falls down. It doesn't quite line up. It is missing this little damper that goes there and holds it. I'm gonna pop this in. Pretty sure this goes, how does that go? It goes like that. Oakley logo. Nothing against them, just not my style. Speaking of which. Okay, as you can see, the driver's seat in my Tacoma here, my newly acquired 08 Tacoma, is not very new. It's falling apart, looks horrible. It had some really cheap seat covers on it when I bought it that were uncomfortable, noisy, faded. They were kind of like urban camo, I don't know, whatever. I got some genuine Toyota seat covers. They're neoprene. They're actually really affordable compared to good ones out there. Anyway, secret to fixing this, let me show you. I'm going to be carving out a piece of foam to go in it. This is left over from another project I had. It's nothing special though. You can buy these in sheets, 4-foot square sheets for like 10 bucks at Home Depot. You can get 6-foot long bed rolls at Home Depot for another 10 bucks. And then to attach it, some 3M spray adhesive. And then to protect the foam, I have some Cordura canvas to go over it. Since I'm putting seat covers on it, it's not super necessary, but I'm gonna put this on it just to extend the life of the foam. I don't want it ripping out. Oh, and finally, some cool Toyota seat covers. First thing I'm gonna do here is clean this up, cut out the stuff that's falling apart. This is like disintegrating. That's no good to glue to because even if the glue holds, the foam under will rip right back out. I want to remove anything in here that's like loose and just falling off. I'll just try to get it as smooth as possible. And don't make any vertical cuts. If you have a vertical seam in here with the new foam, it's going to create a ridge that's not going to compress the way the foam does, and it's going to feel like you're sitting on a stick. It's going to be really uncomfortable. It helps to have a really sharp razor blade for this. And you just kind of sculpt it to the seat at this point. Make sure there are no corners that stick up that might get caught. I want the margins to be very flush. You want to minimize anything that'll catch and cause it to lift up. Cut some reliefs in there. Now we glue it. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and once that's dry, you know, that glue is honestly pretty darn good. I might not bother sewing it. What I would do if I was not putting a seat cover on this, well, first of all, I would have a better match in fabric color, but also I would take a needle and thread and just stitch around it, just to make it more durable. This should be just fine under a seat cover though. So let it dry, put a seat cover on it. Oh guys, it is so much easier if you just do this beam thing here first. Whew, I wish these things came with directions. I'm trying a different brand of floor liners this time. Husky. They're like half the price of WeatherTech, so we'll see. Cool. Even clears the clutch pedal. Alright, so I know this is mostly cosmetic and not really necessary, but this thing is broken and it's just bothering me. I got a replacement for 40 bucks from a junkyard, so. Alright, see how the paint is absolute trash, guys? I was kind of excited about this. It made it a lot cheaper. And it's going to let me do something I've always wanted to do. Alright guys, I have 4 gallons of Monster Liner. Painting the bed black because it needs it. And I'm painting the entire exterior of the truck with Monster Liner, no Don't color. It's basically Lunar Rock. It's the closest I could find. I think it's going to look really cool. I'm super excited. Stay tuned. I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm going to show you how it turns out. This is going to be a full-on project that eventually will be another Overlander like my last one. I'll be putting a shell and drawers in it at some point. In the meantime, though, I'm just fixing this thing up to be a daily driver and a backup in case my Cherokee needs to get worked on.